Waking Up with
Shivraj Prashad, your host on Good Morning Grammar. Now this show is really all about you. If you hear someone using poor grammar, pronunciation or just enunciating ideas poorly, instead of being rude and correcting them, just turn them over to our Good Morning Grammar experts. Now it's time for
Words on Wednesday with Preeti Singh. This episode is a little longer than others, only because I couldn't use a simple 2-letter word with my friend Shivraj. So bear with me as I talk about that simple 2-letter word, N-O, no, and the immense punch that it packs. Such a little word, carrying so much power and import, and so difficult to say sometimes, right? Saying no, well, it's an art, one that many of us may take a lifetime to master, but one that every effective communicator must learn to practice at least. How do you say no without keeping a window of possibility open in the future? What if you can't do something right now, but you do want to avail of another opportunity later? Be it extra work or a project you're not sure you can undertake at the time. The reasons could be different every time. Paucity of time, lack of resources, not worth your time or effort when it comes to what is likely to accrue to you. For example, adequate remuneration or appreciation even. That last one is the bane of good guys everywhere. Conscientious employees, freelancers like yours truly. The doozy I face a lot sometimes is this: working without getting paid for my sincerest efforts. Efforts that others charge a fortune for. I've lost the number of times I've heard this. You're so good, yeah. I don't know anything about this. Not like you do. It's just a simple enough thing for you know. It'll take a few minutes. Please help me out. It's almost as if you're being punished for either your hard work with more work as an employee and seen as difficult if you say no, or for being very good at what you do, isn't it? And when you say no, you're often made to feel exactly the opposite: lazy, petty, or peevish for saying it. Here are a few things you can do when you're compelled, for whatever reason, to say no. Choose your words carefully. Sound proactive rather than reactive when saying no to someone. You may use phrases like "at this time," or say something like, "Given that I'm in the middle of a crucial project that requires my undivided attention, here is an alternate solution." Or, "Let me suggest a viable alternative." Or even, "Let me put you in touch with someone who will be able to help you," especially when you're in a position to do so. Do not underestimate the power of being ready with alternate solutions, the choice of positive words, and equally positive body language when saying no. Also, don't say no too quickly or outright. Give it a beat, even if you know you're ultimately going to deny a request. Be as honest as you can. Lay out your limitations or current restrictions on your time. Learn to let people down gently. Help them out of a jam without offering yourself as the solution if you can. Earn a little goodwill to stay in the game, will you? And as I said, saying no is an art that needs to be perfected over time. It requires preparation, tact, dollops of diplomacy, a combination of soft skills and an emotional intelligence combined with rational thought that every communicator needs to master. So, what's holding you back? And as you practice saying no, don't forget the even greater adventures that often begin with a 3-letter word: yes. It's easy to connect with me on Twitter or Instagram. My handle is the same on both. Truth About Nobody. That's TruthAboutNobody. I also have a podcast called the Good Comms Podcast with Preeti Singh, in which I share bite-sized nuggets to help you improve your verbal and non-verbal communication skills. twice a week, every week. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn as well. Till then, see you next Wednesday for a word with me on Good Morning Grammar.
I hope what you heard was useful, but we'd love to hear from you as well. You too can feature on any episode by sending in your request or feedback with a voice message on WhatsApp on +91 962 547 5442 or via email at shivraj@brevis.in. We'd be happy to read out your message here or even play it on an entire Friday special episode. Have a good day and stay tuned for another fresh episode of Good Morning Grammar.